Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Ginger Snaps here. My name is Steven. Today I am doing a late review. I'm going to start doing this kind of a series of videos for movies that came out in theaters that I never got a chance to watch. Fucking life happens, whatever. But I will eventually buy them, especially if it was a movie I really wanted to see in theaters. And as the title will pretty much tell you what this video is about, is going to be my thoughts and opinion and my review on scary stories to tell in the dark. If you grew up in the 90s, or even in the 80s, like I did, you at some point came across these stories called scary stories to tell in the dark. They were always good little scary stories, When I was a kid, I read all of them. Read every single one of them. And I was so drawn to the stories, but I was also so very, very, very drawn to the illustrations and the artwork that was either on the cover or even in the books themselves. And they were they were so weird and so out there, and they really, really looked good. So when I heard that they were finally making a movie of this, if you had said this to me back in 2009 or even 2014, I would have been like, fuck, really? But now it's 2019. Hollywood's starting to, get their heads out of their asses and seeing what's not working and what should work and what could work. And yeah, this is one of those movies that fucking works. I do have a little bits of gripes with it. First of all, I did have these anticipations of it being scary. Until I realized it was PG-13, and that fucking sucks. But there are a lot of fucking horror movies that are PG-13, but this one's actually pretty damn good. For this movie, actually, I do have to say, if there is someone in your household or someone that you know, especially if you're a parent, that has never seen horror movies, like if your kids have never seen horror movies and you're kind of hesitant on what to show them, or you have a friend who's never seen horror movies and they want to get started, but they don't want to watch something that's too gory, something that's too violent, something that's way too fucking scary, this movie is pretty much that open door for you. It's like the gateway to horror type of movie. It gets you started. I mean, like, if, unless you are living under the rock, Goosebumps, that's another one that can actually do it, and, Are You Afraid of the Dark? But for a movie, this one's actually very good. It's not too scary. It's not gory at all, actually. Like I said, PG-13. But the story, of course, it's a Hollywood cooked-up story, but it works, oddly, especially for the time period that it takes place in. It really oddly works. But, I mean, there's a nice little fascination for me. I mean, the movie starts off on Halloween Day, and I'm like, fuck, awesome. That's actually another thing about this movie. This movie actually is like a perfect, like, if you're watching a Halloween movie, or you're trying to watch a movie on Halloween, but you don't have access to Halloween or Trick or Treat or Halloween Town or Hocus Pocus or Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, or whatever. That movie, the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, is actually a pretty good movie to watch on Halloween. It's definitely one of those movies that you can watch in October. The special effects and the makeup effects for this movie are fucking fantastic. The characters, like the fat lady or Harold the Scarecrow, or I can never remember that character's name, the one with the missing toe. Those three characters were in books, and it's like the picture that you saw came up off the page and was made into a more realistic way, but at the same time, they stay so fucking faithful to those fucking artworks that it blew my fucking mind. That half of it, the majority of it, was all makeup effects or special effects. CGI was certainly improvised on certain characters, but it's so little that it is noticeable, but it's little and minimal, and that's fucking great. The characters in the movies especially these PG-13 movies, sometimes you just can't stand. But these movies, this movie alone, I did like every single character in this movie, maybe except for one. But whatever. Of course, I'm not gonna really spoil the movie if you've never even fucking seen this movie. If you have seen this movie, obviously you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. There is one scene actually in this movie that is kind of just left completely, just so bluntly. Like I don't know if they were on time, like they were strapped on time and they had to rush certain things, but there's like a scene where literally one of the characters just like talks about a nightmare they had, and in the middle of a scene that's obviously something different that's supposed to be going on. Like they're supposed to be going to ask this person for help or ask this person some questions, and he just kind of just shoots it out there. The people who've seen this movie know what I'm talking about. And it's just so fucking random. It's out there. It's like, why'd you bring that up? If I was kind of writing that scene, I would have done it differently. Where like, every time he was around a certain element to what he's afraid of, I would have definitely fucking like improvised that in a way where in certain scenes or certain things are going on, that element is in there and he gets a little petrified until the scene comes up, and then it fucking happens where he reads the word on the sign and he gets petrified, and then he then tells his nightmare, like that the thing that scares him. That would have made sense, but obviously I guess they were rushed. I don't fucking know, but it was just random, if you ask me. It was very fucking random. But other than that, I do like this movie. For my rating on it, like I do like to rate my movies with a out of 10 or out of 15 or whatever, because my favorite number is 15. But if I was to rate this movie solely on, how good it is, does it have replay value for me? It does. If I wanted to watch it in October for a Halloween, yeah, I'd fucking totally pop this movie in. For a movie I would let my daughter watch, yeah, I would. I would let her watch that. It's just a little bit too late because, I mean, like I said, gateway movie for younger kids or people who have never seen the movie. Yeah, my daughter has seen Halloween. She has seen Friday the 13th. She has seen Nightmare on Elm Street. So this ain't no gateway anymore. But I did start her with Goosebumps, so don't judge me. Other than that, the movie for its rating, if I was gonna do it out of 10, like a 10 out of 10 or whatever, like I'd give it a 7, like a 7. Like I did have some flaws with it. Of course, that one scene that just came out of left field. The runtime did not feel short, but when you find out how short the movie is, it's kind of like, fuck, really? Like, I actually remember my girlfriend was at work, and she called me around 10 o'clock p.m. Then her next break was at midnight. She called me, and I was like, yeah, I just finished it. And she's like, fuck, really? Already? I'm like, well, yeah, it's not It Chapter 2. But, yeah, it's going to be a 7 for me. It does have replay value. There are certain things I didn't like about the movie. I don't like the fucking PG rating. But when it comes to the characters, the story, the makeup effects, top notch. Other than that, that's pretty much my review for Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This has been the Ginger Snaps here. My name is Steven, and I will check you guys out later.